Hey to everyone who's already here, I'm just waiting for some more viewers and then we can get this stream started. Should be fun. It's supposed to be black at the moment, I just haven't put the camera. It's okay. So we'll get it started in a sec. Got a few people, about 30 people watching at the moment, that's pretty good. So keep your questions coming in. I'm gonna read through pretty much all of them as long as they're not like duplicates of another one. So keep your questions, read through pretty much all of them as long as they're not like duplicates of another one. So yeah, how's it going for the people that are in here so far? I've got the comments up, I can read them as you're posting them to me. This is awesome, really awesome. So let people know on Twitter, I posted a bit.ly link so you can copy that and post it on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere to let people know that episode 100 of PokeClass is happening right now. And if you miss it, then, or you have to go like halfway through, then don't worry, because I will be posting it to YouTube. I don't know if I'll re-edit it or anything. I might just put it up as it is, because hopefully it'll be a fun live experience. So, we should probably get started on this, because I'm getting a ridiculous amount of comments already. So yeah, let's get this started. So welcome to PokeClass episode 100. Wow, episode 100. I've been doing this for over 2 years now, and that's pretty crazy amount of episodes to get to. I never thought I'd be able to consistently upload videos every week, well, pretty much every week. I think I've skipped a few. And yeah, we're episode 100. I've got it on the screen. 4,597 subscribers. It's amazing. So thanks all of you who have been there from the beginning. Thanks to all of you who've subscribed recently. All of you who are watching, just massive thanks I want to start with. And yeah, really good start to the stream. Lots of people watching. And yeah, as someone in the comments said, remember hashtag PC100 for Twitter. Right then, so the plan for today is to go through a bit of Cities talk. I went to a Cities yesterday, which was pretty cool, because I hadn't played in a while. And then I'll go on to look at the Cities results so far, and go over them for a little bit, see what you think about them, any questions you've got about them. I won't be showing lists, because that's pretty difficult to do on a live stream, but I can help you out with tech ideas. I'm not really sure, but that's more of a thing for proper PokeClass episodes that I can narrate and stuff. So, hopefully everything is looking good, everything's streaming fine, it looks fine on my end. So something I must say is that this is sponsored by Collector's Cash. Check them out at www.collectorscash.com for all your singles, boxes, any kind of games, Pokemon cards, any kind of card games. Check them out, they're my sponsors. They've been awesome sponsors for over a year now, so it's all good. All good. Thanks to them as well. I'm not sure if they'll find out, but it's cool. So, let me start with my Cities report. So, Cities was in Sheffield yesterday. It takes me about 2 hours to get there, which isn't too bad because I don't have to drive on the train. And yeah, my last cities, or my only cities that I've been to so far, I managed to get second at Sutton with Darkrai Mewtwo, which was really awesome. And I got a decent amount of points so far, because I've been to 5 tournaments and I have 140 points. So before this, I'd been to only 5. I had top cut every single one except for one, which I went 4-2 and whiffed the top 8. So I had a first place Battle Roads, another first place Battle Roads, second at Cities, and a 6th at Regionals. So I was fairly happy with where I was at the moment. And I just wanted to see if I get some more points, basically, as anyone does who goes to a tournament. So again, I chose to go with Darkrai Mewtwo because I just feel like it's got the best matchups. I've got the most optimum list for it. I feel that that's the best list that I've got at the moment, and I didn't have that much time to test recently, so that is why I chose the deck. Anything weird I put in, the Pokemon line was just 3 Sableye, 3 Darkrai, 3 Mewtwo, and 2 Bouffalont. So at Sutton, I ran 1 Bouffalont from Dragons Exalted and 1 Bouffalont with the Revenge attack, which does 90, the classic black and white one. But the classic black and white one didn't do anything for me the whole time. So I changed it up for another Bouffalont from Dragons Exalted, because I felt that even though I ran 3 Mewtwo, I was still struggling with Keldeo, and Bouffalont really has is really good for the Keldeo matchup, because they struggled. If they have 3 water energy, they're only doing 90 damage to it, not knocking it out, and both like 2-hit KOing each other. So that's I also put in 1 Dark Claw as well. I had one space left whether to put Energy Switch, Dark Claw, or a normal switch, and I chose to put Dark Claw in because I could just like hit a Blastoise for 90 and then catch it up and knock it out. Blastoise was the main deck that I was worried about, and turns out there was a lot of Blastoise Keldeo at this tournament. There was lots of Blastoise, a couple of Hydreigons. I think I was seriously the only person playing Darkrai Mewtwo. No one, oh no, maybe one more to mount. But yeah, not as much Darkrai as I expected, because Bouffalant's pretty good against Darkrai too, because you can two-shot them while they struggle to two-shot you, because they can't snipe you either because of Bouffa. And yeah, pretty strange field, but definitely what I expected, because there was a lot of Blastoise, Keldeo there. So there was 5 rounds. There were 35 players, I think, in Masters, which is pretty decent for a cities, especially because Sheffield's a fairly small venue. And we had enough for a top 8, but they decided not to do a top 8 because they're allowed to do that, because they can do it for a city. So they did a top 4, which sucked a little bit because there'd be a lot of 4-1s that would miss cut. I think 3 4-1s missed cut. So it's going to be tough, but at least top 8s do get points, and if you get top 8, you get 20 points, which is, it's better than a Battle Roads win, so it's decent points still up for grabs. So 4-1 would still get points or make cut and try and go on to win it. So round 1, I'm paired against Ross Gilbert. Everyone knows who Ross Gilbert is. He's featured on my channel, PTCG Radio. He did fairly well in World's Grinders, if you've seen him on Top Cut Pokemon as well. So yeah, you should know him. And he is playing Empoleon. Yes, Empoleon with Mewtwo and Tornadus. So I was a bit worried about this actually, because my deck was not geared for running into decks that don't run EX attackers. So Bouffalant was going to be useless unless I was finishing off a Mewtwo or a Tornadus, and he manages to get a lot. Well, I get a pretty slow start. All I can draw into are my Mewtwo's and my Sableyes and double colourless, and I can't draw a Darkrai to save my life, so I've got to manually retreat. My double colourlesses are dwindling, and he starts off with a fairly strong Mewtwo with 3 energy. So from this, he gets a KO on my Sableye, which leaves me at 1 energy in play again, and things start to go bad. He does get an Empoleon out. Throughout the game, he gets 2 out, which pretty much negates any ends that I try to pull off. Anyway, he builds up a big Mewtwo and doesn't think that I play Mewtwo, and then I drop the one that I have and a double colourless to make a knockout, which puts him on the back foot, which would have been great for me if I was able to get another attacker up, but obviously I wasn't, and it just got bad. But when we got to time was called on my turn, so he had the extra 2 turns. If I had the extra 2 turns, I would have been able to pull something off maybe, but his Empoleons I just could not knock out quick enough, and his Empoleons were knocking me out quicker than I could knock him out. So the single prize trade on my side wasn't working out for me, and I eventually lose, which is a little bit disappointing, because when you've only got 4-1s, making cut and whiffing cut as well, losing your first round isn't great, but at least it was to Ross, so hopefully he could win some more to get going. So second round, I was against a Blastoise Keldeo, so a really nice guy. I played him at Sutton as well before the last round of the last round of Swiss, sorry. So I kind of remembered his list. I think he changed it up a little bit, but he still kind of had a few tricks the same. So this was pretty interesting. We both get interesting starts. He gets a turn 2 Blastoise, but doesn't have enough energy to get decent stuff going. So I just go with Bouffalant and knock out a Keldeo. And the main thing I remember here is that he does manage to knock out my Bouffalant, but he then drops a Keldeo with enough energy on it to knock out my Darkrai in 1 shot. Yeah. So I can't work out how much energy that is. Superstar does 50, then 20 more for each water energy. So you're going to need about 6 or 7 energy to do this. So he does that. He has 2 prizes remaining at this point after taking the KO. So I have the ability to retreat my Sableye for free because it already has an energy attached, drop my Mewtwo and attach a double colourless, and then I'm able to knock out his Keldeo. But before doing that, I N. So he is stuck with 2 cards, 0 energy on the field, and no way to get some kind of attack off on my side unless he draws 3 energy to get a Secret Sword off, which is highly unlikely considering a lot of his energy is in the discard pile. He's used a couple of energy retrievers already and he's down to 2 cards. So this pulls off, this works out on my end, and I managed to get another Bouffalant set up just to finish off his Keldeo and wipe up that game. So it was a good move on his part, good time to do it, but fortunately I had the N in response and the Mewtwo as well. So 1-1 and feeling better. So next game I am against another Keldeo. That's right, another Blastoise Keldeo, and I can't remember who was playing this one now. Who is playing it? Oh yeah, I remember. It was kind of new guy. He's not played Pokemon recently. He played it back in the day, but he didn't. It's not his main game at the moment. So what happened here was he drew dead the whole game. I get to turn 2 Bouffalon. Start with Bouffalon. I started with Bouffalon a lot, actually. Yeah, start with Bouffalon, get a double colourless on turn 1, and then I'm able to attach to it again turn 2 and start hitting his Keldeo. Long story short, he draw passes for a lot of this game. I just draw and attack with Bouffalon for every single turn, because all I can draw are ends, and I don't want to be ending him, because he's just drawing rubbish. He does get a Blastoise into play, but no energy, so I sweep up 3 Keldeos with a single Bouffalon. He's only able to, he thinks he knocks out my Bouffalon with a 3 energy Secret Sword, but that doesn't happen because of Buffer, so I set a 90 damage and have 10 left. And that one Bouffalon sweeps the whole game, so Bouffalon definitely put in some work there. So I'm on to 2-1, we play another game afterwards, which was pretty fun too. So, I'm on to 2-1, and next round, that's right, Blastoise Keldeo. I'm playing against Blastoise Keldeo again, and he gets a decent setup. He's playing Emolga this time, so it's kind of a turn slower, because all he can do on turn 1 is attach an energy and call for family for his basic Pokemon. So, from there, I am able to get a decent setup. Bouffalon comes in again. I think I get a turn 2 or 3 Bouffalon and start hitting his Keldeos before energy comes onto the field. And that's great for me, because if I can hit the Keldeo first, I'm definitely going to be able to follow up with a KO the next turn, when my Bouffalon is still not going to get knocked out unless he drops 4 energy on the Keldeo that is just about to get knocked out. And if he brings up a new one, which he does, it will just get hit again. So he brings up a new one with only 3 energy on it, so it's kind of a worse situation, maybe, for the late game anyway, and I managed to hit 2 Keldeos for 120. So, no, what's it? I know I did now, I know I did, don't worry. I didn't hit it with Bouffalon, I hit it with a Darkrai, and I sniped the Keldeo on the bench for 30, and that set up a 4 prize turn on my next turn, because 120 plus 2 30s is 180, enough to knock out a Keldeo, and 2 90s on the active is enough to KO that Keldeo too. So that is incredible. I do manage to get that off. He does manage to take 2 prizes on my Darkrai though, but that's not too bad because I've still got another Bouffalon on the bench, and my second one getting ready to power it up, and a Mewtwo as well. So from here I take 4 prizes in 1 turn, which is the best I've ever done in 1 turn. 4 prizes, take a massive lead. He doesn't end me, all he has is a Silent, and I'm able to take the prize, the final 2 prizes, with a Mewtwo KO. So I am on 3-1, 1 more win will get me into cut, and my next round is against a Blastoise Keldeo. So 4 Blastoise decks in a row. I'm not too worried about that, because that's what I wanted to play against all day. So I got my wish, and this game is pretty substandard from my deck. It kind of craps out on me a little bit, but we have a really good game. He gets a turn 2 Blastoise. He goes turn 1 Ultra Balls for a Blastoise, so I really want to get either a catcher, because I have the energy to knock it out on turn 1, or I want an end to get rid of his Blastoise, because obviously he has the rare candy Blastoise in hand. I'm not able to do that, have a really slow turn 1, and I'm only able to hit his Keldeo for 40, I think, with a Mewtwo. So it's not going really well for me, and especially when he has that turn 2 Blastoise, he has enough energy to get a Keldeo running, and I'm on the back foot because he managed to hit my Bouffalon that I put on the bench turn 1 before I get the hit in. So I managed to, we trade prizes, but he's going to win the prize trade every time, because he attached 4th energy to Keldeo so that he can knock out my Bouffalon in 1 hit, which is kind of annoying. I didn't yeah, it doesn't really, Bouffalon doesn't really like that much, especially when it's just put a hit in, because then he's equaling up the prize trade, because he's doing 2 attacks, 2 prizes, and I'm doing 2 attacks, 2 prizes. So my second Bouffalon comes in, takes the prizes, and I move on to, I think it goes to like 2 prizes each, and then I have a situation. Yeah, I have a situation. The situation was, I had an N or a Juniper in my hand. I needed a double colorless to knock out his active, and then I'd be in good setting to win the game the next turn. But if I don't disrupt his hand, I know he has a good hand because of what he did the previous turn, setting up his attacker on the bench for a return attack. So what I did, because I needed the double colorless, I Junipered, I got the double colorless, but he did have exactly what he needed in hand to get a Keldeo with enough energy on it and a catcher to KO my Mewtwo on the bench was pretty disappointing. But what I should have done is end, and I forgot all about Tropical Beach being in play. I should have end, Tropical Beached, and seen how it went from there, because he needed energy desperately. His last energy retrieval was prized, and that last turn from him managed to knock out 1 EX in a single attack. So pretty unlucky from my end, but at least I get some kind of testing out of it, because I didn't test much against Blastoise Keldeo. The only game I played against it was against Ben Armstead's in the final of Sutton's, and I hadn't had much testing in between. So overall, the top 4 was Blastoise Keldeo, Blastoise Keldeo, Blastoise Keldeo, and Blastoise Keldeo. So the whole top 4 was Blastoise Keldeo. There were about 6 Blastoise decks there, and 4 of them made cut. So that was pretty good showing for Blastoise. In the end, Blastoise Keldeo won, but the guy who beat me in the last round of Swiss won the whole tournament, so it was really cool. George Boone went 5-0 in the tournament, and unfortunately lost in top 4 to Duncan, the guy who won. Charles Button also made top, Duncan made top as well, and I think I've forgotten someone. Have I forgotten someone? Duncan, Charles, George. Yeah, I've forgotten someone. I'm so sorry, but if that's you, then congrats to everyone who made top 4. And I also whiffed on points as well, because I came 11th. But oh well, I've had a pretty good run so far. But it's all good experience, because the best way to test is in a tournament setting. So that moves me fairly nicely onto a very relevant PokeGym thread, which I'm going to click over to now. So you can't see this, but I will just read it out. And what I'm looking at is the results reported for who or what won this city's series. And when I flicked it up and had a quick look at it earlier, I was pretty surprised, because it's fairly different to the UK metagame at the moment. So in Masters, we've got, I'll go from 3rd to 4th place, then down to 2nd, and then 1st. So out of the times the certain deck has made 3rd or 4th place, we've got 57 going to Blastoise Keldeo. That's a pretty big amount. I didn't think the Blastoise would be top, but after yesterday, I can seriously see how the lists have improved, and including stuff like multiple Tropical Beach is the main movement that I've seen in the deck, and it seems to be working wonders for it. So I'm not surprised now, but I would have been a couple of days ago. So what I am surprised about is what's next. 3rd or 4th place. The amount of times this deck has come 3rd or 4th place is 44, and it's Darkrai Hydreigon. Now, we haven't seen much Darkrai Hydreigon at all over here in the UK, apart from yesterday, where there was only a couple of people playing it. People like Tommy Roberts were playing it. They went 3-2, on the verge of maybe making cut if they won their last round. Another Darkrai Hydreigon went 4-1 as well, played by John O'Cowley, who I've played multiple times already this season. Johnny, yes, thanks George, it was Johnny. Johnny Hall made top 4 as well of Blastoise. So as I was saying, Darkrai Hydreigon, really surprised that it's made so many top 4s actually. I do think it's because of the Rising Blastoise Keldeo. If they both get set up, Hydreigon has a pretty good matchup because of the max potions, but if Keldeo can get enough energy into play, it can beat down Darkrai's left, right and centre, as I saw on multiple times yesterday. So up next, in 3rd place, making the 3rd most top 4s, is Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX, and with either Bouffalon, Terrakion or Tornadus. So it's Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX with another kind of attacker. So Bouffalon, really strong card still. Normal Terrakion, obviously a really strong card in a deck that already run Fighting Energy, and Tornadus EX, obviously really strong against Landorus itself and Terrakion and stuff like that. So that made 30 of the top 4 appearances so far. And that's not including 1st or 2nd place either, so making top 4 and then losing in the 1st round of Swiss. So we haven't seen much of that over here in the UK. Another cities was won by Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX deck. I personally haven't tried it myself and haven't read much about it either, but I think my next week's analysis will be on this deck because it's up and coming. A lot of people hype it, it can go with a lot of stuff. As you can see, it's gone with Bouffalon, Terrakion, Tornadus, and I've heard it being played with Garbodor too. It's just one of those beat down decks that just attack fast, don't have much of a late game, and I can't imagine it doing too well in a Blastoise Keldeo heavy metagame, but it's obviously doing well. And up next, in the 4th most top 4 places, is Rayquaza Electric. So that is still a prevalent player in the format. It was top of the tables at some point, but now it's bumping down a little bit, but because things are still using a lot of EX attackers, and if it can survive the first couple of turns because of Landorus, then it is still going to be really, really good. It does lose the strength of having the ability to paralyze every single turn. Well, with Victini, if you know what I mean. I can't find the word, but it attempts to paralyze every turn, but because Keldeo is so prevalent in the format right now, I can't do that. It's moving over to stuff like Emolga to avoid Landorus knockouts early on, and it's still a good deck. It can one-hit KO. Lots of EXs turn 2 with a good start. Electric's still a really good card, but it just fails to stuff like Darkrai and Landorus. That's just keeping it down the places. So up next we'll go to the most second place finishes, and it's almost exactly the same. So in first place we've got 29 second places from Blastoise Keldeo, so it's still reigning strong, making top 4s and going to at least second place as well. So then we have Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX with all the 3 attackers coming in at 25 second places, so nothing out of the ordinary there. Then we have Darkrai Hydreigon again, so staying in the rhythm with the 3rd and 4th place finishes. And then we have Darkrai Hydreigon, I've already said that, Darkrai Hydreigon. And then we have Ho-Oh, which has the same number of second places as Darkrai Hydreigon. So Ho-Oh is a really interesting deck. I really enjoy playing the deck. It seems very flippy, but you don't always need to rely on the flips for it to work. Sometimes, if you flip and get tails, you will lose the game. If you get heads, you'll get an amazing turn off and be able to dominate the game, especially when you're running it with stuff like Terrakion, which you should be. So Ho-Oh has been piloted by a lot of strong players, mainly Kyle Puka Sukovic. He's done very well with it, winning 4 cities with that deck. The main reason for it being so strong is it can get quick Terrakions out. If you hit a heads on Rebirth and get multiple energy switches into play, Terrakions with not only Retaliate but Land Crushes can come out of nowhere. It can run stuff like Aspertia City Gym and Tornadus EX. It can also run Sigilif, which is a very key card at the moment. All decks are running EX attackers right now. Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX, Keldeo EX, you name it, it's an EX. But stuff like Blastoise can keep that in check, but if you're running it with enough, and if you're running Keldeo with enough energy, acceleration, enough energy in your deck, and way to get it out of the deck and the discard pile, you will be able to keep attacking with Blastoise, but Sigilif can still be a problem for you. So Ho-Oh, still a very strong deck, very fun deck to play, but hard to build properly and play right as well, I think. It offers a lot of strange hands because it doesn't have a very linear strategy. You just kind of adapt to the turn and the hands that you get. So that is Ho-Oh, and any strange ones, any strange decks that are coming into cities, I will go to in the first place, which we'll get onto now. So the most first places in cities so far goes to Blastoise Keldeo. So a lot of Blastoise talk today, and that's the reason. It's doing very, very well. The builds, as I said earlier, are getting much, much better with Tropical Beach. They're speeding up, they're getting more refined. Lots more people are discovering them, and it's obviously working. And in second place, we don't have, what did we have before? We don't have Darkrai Hydreigon, we have Landorus EX, Mewtwo EX, which is very interesting. We haven't seen a lot of that in the UK. The only time I heard about it was when it won the first cities over here. But obviously it's doing well. It can pair well with really good attackers like Terrakion, and Boufflant's still good too, and I really like that card, so I can see why it's doing well. And with 13 wins, we have Darkrai Hydreigon, as we've been talking about before. It has so many options for techs as well. A good tech is Cresselia EX, that can get rid of Mewtwo's and not get KO'd. Back because of its not counting weakness after it does attack, and it has the ability where it heals in between every single turn. It can run stuff like Shaman EX that can keep, it's pretty much the only thing that can keep Blastoise Keldeo in check if you end them to a very low amount and just rush them with Shaman, but that's one of the only decks that can do it consistently, if you know what I mean. And then in fourth place, with the equal amount of wins as Darkrai Hydreigon, is Rayquaza Electric. So as I was saying, it's still a hit and miss deck because it still runs those measly Tynamos and pretty weak Electrics that have a very good amount of HP for Darkrai to deal with. Take multiple KOs a turn and get rid of your energy acceleration. But obviously it's still doing well, it can still one-hit KO stuff really, really easily. So yeah, Rails is still in there. So any weird decks we can find in here that I didn't expect to come up or didn't really expect to win anything, we have, I can see at the bottom there, Probopass Garbodor. I Honestly, cannot think what that is. Garbodor must be really good right now because of the amount of Blastoise and Darkrai and Rails being played. So Garbodor I can see maybe rising in popularity, maybe, but I don't know what the Promo Pass is. I apologise. So, what else have we got here? We've got a Garchomp that won a Cities. Garchomp, Landorus, Mewtwo. That's very interesting. And we also have a few Empoleon decks in there as well. We have Empoleon's Excelgor winning 2, Empoleon Duskmar, which is a very new deck coming out of this format. I've seen it played a lot in Germany when I've got a few German friends on Facebook, and they are posting results. So I think it's Card Leaders. I gave them a shout out in one of my videos a long time ago. But Card Leaders post a lot of tournament results, and Empoleon Duskmar, sorry, is always in there somewhere. So I haven't tried it. Might try and build it on TCGO and give it a spin and see what it's like. Maybe a deck analysis will come very soon. We also have Empoleon, Mewtwo and Landorus, kind of the same thing that Ross was playing but without the Landorus. So yeah, Empoleon is still strong because it can two-shot EXs, while EXs two-shot it, and they are only taking one prize while you're taking two. So Empoleon's still a strong card, has built-in draw power, and is still taking down those EXs. We also have 3 wins from Klinklang and the EX buddies. Keldeo being introduced into the format has really propelled Klinklang up from where it was, so it was really good. Won US Nationals in one of the biggest tournaments in the world of all time in Pokemon. It came out on top because it has just the same... Well, I'd say it's better than Darkrai Hydreigon because it has the ability to use Darkrai, but also every other attacker as well. Big EXs, move energy, max potion, and you're in trouble. The thing that slowed it down was the rainbow energy, I think. Yeah, being rotated out because the blends didn't offer the right energy to be played with dark energy. So rainbow energy, you could move around freely because it was a metal energy, but you couldn't use your free retreat with Darkrai, which was the main thing. So Klinklangs were getting stuck in the active position and it wasn't good. But now we have Keldeo. So you can attach just one energy, a prism, a dark if you're running those, or a blend, and you'll be able to just stick that on the bench and you'll be free to retreat anytime you like. So your Klinklangs won't get stuck because you can rush in, use the energy to retreat through Darkrai's ability, and you don't need to move it off it. So it's a really good tech. I've seen John Roberts II, who won US Nationals with Klinklang, has been playing the new version of the deck. He has a channel, which I'm not sure what the username is for because it's quite long, but I've seen him play the deck. It's really interesting, and I might try it out on PTCGO very soon. So Klinklang is making a comeback. And other than that, I can't really see anything out of the ordinary. In every single division, juniors, seniors, and masters, Blastoise Keldeo is taking every single, well, a majority of the tournaments. I think it's got a percentage here. So 23%, so almost a quarter of the cities that were played were won by Blastoise, which is showing how strong of a deck it's becoming. The builds are getting incredible. And it's incredibly fast as well. It doesn't even need to pick up very fast because it can end you down, and it's... yeah, end you down while they get energy onto the field and just start mowing through your EXs one after the other. So that is pretty much what I had planned for the cities analysis side of this. And yeah, so what I've got planned now is the Q&A section. So I've got lots of comments on my previous video where I said that I'm going to be doing this Q&A, and I've got loads that you're posting right now, which I can't see all of them at the moment. So I have to get those up. So I will be moving on to those now. So I'm going to be going over to the comments that I've been asked on the previous video first. So I'll go on those right now. And first up we have... let me just find one. From YouTube user Joligra, what is my favourite deck of all time? So I have been playing since the Luxchomp era. I played a little bit in the Luxchomp where Claydol was available, but I didn't play a lot. The only tournament that I went to was Nationals. That was my first ever tournament in that format, and I played some weird Gengar thing with like 3 different types of Gengar, no Uxies, no broken time space, like 2 rare candies. I managed to be 3-1 at one point, which was insanely lucky just because Gengar was such a good card, and Fainting Spell was one of the most incredible poke powers I had ever seen. So one of my favourite decks to play was SP. I know SP was hated on by a lot of people, but I really enjoyed playing it. SP mirrors were incredibly tactical. Yeah, they were just really fast. The decks were good, and there was lots of variants that you could play. You could play lots of like Dialga, Lux Chomp, the weird thing where you could Skuntank Poison, all that good stuff. The cards were broken, don't get me wrong, like Poketurn was incredible, but the mirrors you would get were really enjoyable, so I really liked that deck. I also really liked a deck that Tommy Roberts played a lot in that season, which was Gengar Garchomp. I could never get it to work, but every time he played it against me, he beat me in a tournament, to be fair. It seems to be a really good deck, but only he could seem to get it to work, but it seems really cool. And yeah, one of my favourite cards of all time, I can see slightly above that, the same person asked it, would be... Now you're asking a very, very big question there. So I do like Gengar. Gengar is one of my favourite Pokemon, and as I just said, Fainting Spell is the most incredible Pokepower. And if I could play Vileplume decks to a good skill level, I would have played Vilegar. But yeah, I would say Gengar Stormfront was one of my very favourite cards. The most recent one in recent times, I would say, as in this format, I'd say Darkrai, just because I love Darkrai. Darkrai's a cool Pokemon. I just wish they showed the legs on some of them cards. That's what I have to say. But yeah, Darkrai's a cool Pokemon. I love the card. I love the way it works in the current format. I love the way you can strategize with it. So yeah, on to the next question. What is my favourite set in the TCG? Hot by Hobby Butterfly. So my favourite set, I'm gonna say. What am I gonna say? Oh my god, I've forgotten every set. One of the newest sets. I really liked Boundaries Crossed. No, not Boundaries Crossed. There was one set where I really liked the artwork. It was either Dragons Exalted or Dark Explorers. Boundaries Crossed was a horrible set. Apart from obviously the obvious competitive cards, it wasn't very good for buying packs for. But my favourite set would have to be... Let's go with Dragons Exalted. It's got some really nice artwork, some really playable cards in. And I just really enjoy cards that look good, basically. So up next, I've gone on favourite card. So a lot of these are asked by multiple people, so I won't go over them multiple times, obviously. So this one's by MS Glacier. What is my favourite Pokemon? Chatot. One word, Chatot. And I've seen one on here. Why is Chatot my favourite Pokemon? Well, I love music, and Chatot is a music-based guy, but I think he's awesome. I wish he was more competitive. He was competitive at one point. Chatot G was an absolute beast, and Mimic Chatot was really good as well. So we need another playable Chatot, please, Nintendo, please. Right then, on to the next question. By Card Game Emporium on my Q&A video. How exactly did you get into Pokemon? So it's actually a really boring story. I got into it with my now fiancée Gemma. She got into it at the same time as me. We kind of found the games again on DS, and we were like, oh, this is cool. And then we found some websites, mainly the Pokemon website, and they said that they had Video Game Nationals. So obviously we only played it casually, would get destroyed at Video Game Nationals. But we'd missed it, basically. We couldn't get to it. So we looked at something else, and we saw the TCG part of the site. And Nationals was coming up in about a month, so we had time to learn the game, get a few cards together. So we bought the theme decks. We bought pretty much all the theme decks available at that time. Heart Gold, Soul Silver had just come out. And yeah, we went to Nationals. Jem played like Feraligatr Lantern, and I played my really, really awful Gengar deck. It was a really good day. I was 3-1 at one point, so I was pretty happy. And yeah, that's how I got into Pokemon, and now it's evolved into this. Crazy, right? Up next. So I'm getting a lot of comments in the stream at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to get to most of them. But I'm getting my way through these ones on the old video. What is this one? From Cannonball Karibo. Sweet name. What budget options do you see as viable lines of play in the tournament meta as it will stand once we receive the Team Plasma engine? Well, I'm not sure how the prices are going to go with budget options, but Team Plasma does seem really interesting. I'm going to admit, I haven't well, I haven't looked at the cards for a while. I do know stuff like Plasma Ball, Lugia EX, all that good stuff is coming out. But I think the Plasma Engine is, one, going to be very expensive to get, and two, going to be fairly healthy for the game, because right now we've just got big basic decks going at it, lots of big basic attackers, but now we might see some normal attackers come to light. Even though we do still get some big EX attackers coming with the set, we do get new engines, we get interesting cards like Plasma Ball, the Plasma Engine. Hypnotoxic Laser is also confirmed. It's confirmed in English. I have a video about that very, very soon, about the new cards we've seen already in English. And that card's going to be really good, also really expensive. What was the other card I was going to talk about? Oh, it's gone. But yeah, Getsis, that was it. Getsis, where you look at your opponent's hand, look at their item cards, tell them, no, you're not having them, put them in the deck, and draw the equal amount of cards from your own deck. Really amazing card. And I can't think of a way to get around it at the moment. It seems to be a really, really good card. So we'll see how that goes in the next season. And also, a question that's really relevant to what I've been talking about for the most part. Has Blastoise Keldeo lived up to its hype, or has it fallen short in the same manner as Garchomp Altaria? I can safely say that Blastoise has lived up to its hype now. So Blastoise was failing at the beginning because the lists just weren't that good. But now lists are getting more circulated around the internet, and they're getting better. It's certainly lived up to its hype. It has won a quarter of the cities in America. What more can I say? Garchomp Altaria did flop, but that is not what Blastoise has done. Moving on, from Aaron Jinga, I think that's right. Do you think seniors are better than what people give them credit for, or do you think we're noobs? Well, I don't think you're noobs. We know a fair few seniors in the UK that have just moved up to Masters. They can play really good Pokemon, like John O'Cowley is someone that comes to mind. He played a lot in seniors last year, and he's in Masters now. He was the 4-1 Hydreigon that missed cut yesterday. He has done a lot of cutting. He made top 4 at our regionals. So seniors, you are good, but a lot of them struggle to build decks. I think if you have help from Masters, maybe in building your decks and judging the metagame, then no, I don't think you're noobs. But yeah, I think you should get more credit for being seniors if you're a good senior. Up next, Lucario Adventure 1 asks, so hi Ollie, I know him in person, why do you decide to play this game and why do I still play? So I've said why I decided to play the game and why do I still play? Because it's an incredibly fun game. I found it really easy to get a hold of, and I'm still trying to master it. I'm getting there, still making the odd misplays, which are stopping me from doing extremely well. But yeah, it's a really fun game. But the main reason I still play it is because of everyone that plays the game. There's some really amazing people, especially in the UK, that play this game. The community is amazing. And yeah, I just love being around lots of people that have the same interest and just want to play this game to get to know people, and that's the most fun I've had in a long time, so that's why I continue playing this game. Up next, let me try and find one that isn't about lists. From Random Things, do you think Pokemon will die out in like 5 years from now? The card game, anime, or the game itself? Now, Pokemon has been around for a very long time. The card game has been around since 92, I want to say. I think that was in one of my top 5 rarest cards of all time. It was 91 or 92. It's been around for a long time. I don't think it will die out soon because a lot of people, young people, are still getting into the game. Maybe not into the card game as much, but definitely the video games, especially with new Pokemon X and Y that's coming out. Those games are going to be really exciting for younger people and older people alike, because I'm definitely getting that game. So yeah, I don't think it will die out 5 years from now. It's been going strong, still is going strong. It does have a stereotype attached, especially like if you're my age and above playing the game. But you tell them how cool it is, and if they experience it, I'm sure they'll find it's cool as well. But I don't think that stereotype gets in the way of people finding the game. I'm always coming across new players that are playing the game, and they really enjoy it. So I don't see it dying out anytime soon. And the champion of Pokemon asks, how long are you planning on playing Pokemon? Are you going to give it up after a few years, or do you plan on playing and supporting this game for a long time? So I've already been playing this game for 3 years now, 2 of those running this channel, and at the moment I am 21. I know players in the US like Jay Hornung's almost 25 now, and they haven't stopped playing the game. You do have a stereotype, like I said, but I'm not too worried about that. If you enjoy something as much as we enjoy playing this game and meeting new people, then why not carry on playing it? It's a really awesome game that I love playing, so I don't see when I will stop playing the game, just when life gets too busy, I guess, but I won't ever stop playing the game. There's all stuff like PTCGO, even if I don't get to lots of events during the year, I carry on playing it as the same as I am now, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, Ron Small with a deck, kind of one that isn't just give me a list. Do you think Tropical Beach is better than Pokemon Center in Blastoise KLDO? So the guy, Duncan, that I played in the last round of Swiss yesterday, and the guy who won the tournament played both in his list. He played Tropical Beach and Pokemon Center. So Pokemon Center I don't see being a massive inclusion, but it does counter other people's stadiums, and it does heal you when you can rush in. That's the main thing. You can rush in, heal a Keldeo, and start hitting out with a new one. So I can see it working, but for consistency, I'd rather play more Tropical Beach. Either way, try both of them out. I can see how the healing helps. So yeah, that is the answer to that question. Let me find another one. It was 1996. Why did I say 1992? I'm just reading through a couple of the comments as you're reacting to the stuff I say and the possible dumb stuff that I say as well. So apparently the guy who won Cities yesterday was also a senior last year. So seniors, there you go. There's some evidence for you. So I just got a comment on the stream from Wing Zero saying that he is 26, still likes playing the game, stopped playing because of university, but started playing once again this year. I still have my base set cards, so do I. I have a lot, well, I used to have a lot of them. I think I gave them away or sold them. But that's really cool. He's 26, so there's no age limit to this. People that are dads and have families play this game. It's just an awesome game, amazing community, and that's why we play it. So back to the questions. This is quite a good one. JBlazingXX asks, name 3 Pokemon cards and 3 trainer or supporter cards that were rotated out of last format that you wish you could still use competitively right now. So I'm not sure about Pokemon. Maybe Uxie would be an incredible one right now because Level Ball, it would change up the whole kind of draw format. You wouldn't have to put so many supporters in. You could run off of Level Balls, just have Uxies using setup without having to worry about stuff like Power Spray. So a reprint of Uxie would be amazing. I don't know how broken it would be, but it'd be pretty cool. I don't know, what other Pokemon cards? There's some pretty strong ones that would be really strong now, like Vileplume that I do not want to see. Vileplume I don't want to see. But as for trainer and supporters, a trainer that a supporter that I love is Pon. When I play against people before the formats were released on PTCGO that would just slip a couple of Ponts in their deck, had an incredible advantage. I just love that card. It's a really good, consistent draw card. It just lets you 6 new cards no matter what the hand size, what the prize count. I'd love that card to be back, but sadly I don't think it is. I think it's getting reprinted, but as a bill, I found that quite an insult. Yeah, I was pretty upset about that. But anyway, moving on. I couldn't name 3 because stuff like Junkarm I wouldn't like to see back in the format. That's coming back as an A spec, is in Dowsing Machine in the next set, and that is where it deserves to be. Pokemon Walkthrough DS asks, favourite legendary Pokemon? I know he's in the stream, so hi. Favourite legendary Pokemon? There's a lot of legendary Pokemon. I actually really like Kyogre. He is incredibly hilarious because of his teeth. But if he didn't have the teeth, then I would go with Darkrai because he's pretty awesome. Mewtwo is also a classic. There's a lot of really good legendary Pokemon. If I had to choose outright, I would say Darkrai. Let's go Darkrai. Super Pokemon TCG Trade asked, do you have a PS3 online and I'd like to play a Black Ops 2? I must say I don't play COD at all, but I do play a lot of Xbox Live. If I'm not making videos, if I'm not playing Pokemon, if I'm not playing PTCGO, if I'm not at university or work, I'm playing Xbox. I play a lot of Halo. My brother introduced me to that recently. I don't really play the campaign much. I play a lot of online. I really love playing games online like PTCGO. Halo, I play a lot of Halo 4. Minecraft, as you know, I play a lot of for my other channel. Minecraft's an awesome game that I love playing with other people, but FIFA is another one. I love football, love playing FIFA. love playing online, so there's an answer, kind of answer to that question. I don't play Black Ops, unfortunately, but Halo is an incredible game. Next, Syncomatic. I wonder who that could be. Okay, that's my brother. He asks, why do you like Chatot so much? I kind of answered that earlier. He's just a pretty damn awesome Pokemon. He's a musical Pokemon and stuff. Oh, so Wangster 124 asks, what's my gamer tag? My gamer tag is PokemanDan level 45, so the same as this channel. Go add me. It'll be awesome to play against you guys on some games that I play. Yeah, I love playing FIFA. FIFA's a great game. Next, TCG Zapdos. So, hi if you're watching, I don't know if you are. TCG Zapdos, if you don't know him, he's another guy, really popular on YouTube. He's got around 6,000-ish subscribers now. Really great guy. I've played against him a few times on TCGO and talked to him through messages. And he says, what is your favourite music genre? And have you ever made music yourself besides your background music? So I made the intro music to my PokeClass that you've probably heard multiple times already. And I actually am very involved in the music scene because music is like the thing that I do a lot of. I play guitar, I can play bass too, I write songs, and if you see my Minecraft parodies, I sing too, with the help of auto-tune. But I love music. Music is amazing. I am doing a music production degree, so that is how serious I take it. Well, not serious, that's just how much I love it. I love producing music. I apply a lot of that to the music that I create for my PokeClass episodes and the kind of like the technical stuff behind voice editing, video editing and all that good stuff. So I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to music. My favourite music genre, I like incredibly heavy rock. So if you go and Google A Day to Remember, that's one of my all-time favourite bands. So kind of like pop punk, screamo. I like a lot of heavy breakdowns and yeah, stuff like that. But I like a lot of other stuff, like I'm really into dubstep at the minute. I know that's a really popular, strange thing to say, but Skrillex is really awesome. I like dubstep, but yeah, rock is my main stuff, pop punk, hardcore. A Day to Remember is my favourite band, and 4 Year Strong are up there as well as one of my favourite bands, along with a pretty unknown band called A Place in Time. If you Google those or go on their Twitter or something, they are a band that I listen to almost every day. They are incredible. They're not very well known at the moment. I think they have a smaller following than this YouTube channel, which is pretty crazy, but they're an amazing band. Go check them out if you do. So that is the answer to TCG Zapdos. I do really want to do a Pokemon themed parody or original song, but I don't know whether to do it or not, to be honest. If you go check out my Minecraft parodies, one of them has just tipped over 50,000 views, and there's a lot of good comments. Yeah. Would you like me to do a Pokemon song? I know Jwitz has just done a really funny one. I love doing parodies, so I might do one. I'm not too sure though, I have to think about it. So next, Spatix98 asks, in your opinion, which is the best deck in format and the best card? Best deck after yesterday, I think, is Blastoise Keldeo. It's just got incredibly strong stats all the way along, and the main thing is there's nothing really that's outrightly good against it. You can run all the Mewtwo's you want, but if you don't get them out in time, it will run through you, and you can run all the grass types you want. There aren't really any good ones. Shaymin EX is your best bet, but you still have to have a lot of situational stuff to happen to get that to work. So yeah, Blastoise Keldeo, best card. I still think Darkrai, if you take every card as its own kind of thing and not in a deck, Darkrai is still amazing. 90-30 snipe and free retreat with all that energy acceleration, really good. So, up next, Mr. Pokedexter, why would you ask me a question like this? Minecraft or Pokemon? So Pokemon was first, so I'm going to say Pokemon because of the amount of people you can play it with in person and meet in life. So Pokemon is my first and Minecraft is the second. If you haven't checked out my Minecraft channel, do go check that out as well. It's in my sub box on this channel. I really love doing that channel. It's a lot different to this one, by the way. Next up, GZ in the house. Do you play PTCG? If so, what's your screen name? I am assuming he means PTCGO, and my screen name at the moment is DanGem. I do have a PokemanDan screen name, but my cards on there, I don't really have any, to be honest. My fiance plays a lot, so I use her account. She has the best cards, has pretty much every deck on there, and that's the one I stream from too. So go add that. It's DANJEM if you want to play PTCGO with me. When I'm on there, of course. Next. Oh, this is a pretty good one. From George Yenis on the stream. I don't know if you're still watching, so hi again. It was awesome seeing you again yesterday. Favourite player to play against? Now, I've played against most of the people in the UK that like go to a lot of tournaments, and I must say, playing against people like Ross and Tommy, Tamal and yourself, George, they're all really fun games because we're just like we play a lot in real life, or we used to before uni and work get in the way. You guys are all my favourite people to play against because it's just fun, it's really relaxed, even in high pressure situations, it's just a fun game, jokes are made back and forth, and yeah, I just love playing against pretty much everyone, as long as someone isn't just really down about the whole thing, moaning. I just love playing the game. So hopefully that answers your question. Next, I've skipped a few. So one man crew asks, if you had to get rid of a card in rotation, which one would it be? It can't be a Lillipup or something, it has to be somewhat popular. If I had to get rid of one, now most people would immediately say Pokemon Catcher, but would you rather have a field full of reversals? No, I wouldn't. I actually don't mind Catcher because you can expect it coming, whereas Reversal was a bit of a crapshoot. Yeah. Up next, I don't really know. If I could get rid of a card. No, I don't really know. Maybe Mewtwo, because Mewtwo is a bit of a strange one. That would equal out a lot of the just back and forth Mewtwo stuff, because there isn't any other card really in the format that happens like that has a direct counter to itself being itself. So maybe Mewtwo, I'm not too sure though, but really good question, almost stumped me. Right then, Corey Jones asks, favourite Pokemon from the 5th generation, and favourite card in the format right now, I've already answered, but 5th generation, that's the newest one. I really like Reuniclus. Reuniclus is an awesome Pokemon. So yeah, Reuniclus, jelly-like, his first 2 stages are really cute, and I just really like him, he's cool. Next I have... Space scares us. Does it? Ugh. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. How would you feel if Pokemon Catcher got re-released as an A spec? In my opinion, it needs a major nerf. So as I just said, Pokemon Catcher I don't feel is overly powerful. It is really good, but I would rather have the notion that I know for at least 4 of them are in every deck, so I know it's coming, rather than just having stuff like Pokemon Reversal coming at me. Because if Pokemon Catcher got scrapped and was released as an Ace spec instead, you'd have that and 4 Pokemon Reversals. I don't want to see that. Flips happen all the time. If you saw the Worlds format, you'd understand it's not very nice. So I'd rather have the definite Catcher than the unfair Reversal. Next. Preston Waldrop asks a really good question. My question is, how do you respond to somebody that hears you play Pokemon? Right then and there they think you're weird and question you. I tell them I played for the strategy, not the Pokemon, but yet they think it's childish. They won't even give it a shot. That is a very popular thing when you say that you play Pokemon. I get ribbed for it all the time from family members and stuff, because as soon as you say Pokemon you think, I was into that when I was like 3. But the game, I guess I would still be into the game if it wasn't Pokemon. I'm not sure if that's true though. The game is just really fun. If you tell them that you can go to Hawaii, or you've been to Worlds in a really exotic place, or you've won money, or say that you can win an extortion, like really high amounts of money playing this game, that shuts them up real quick. Especially if you say if you've been to Hawaii last year, you just be like, this game took me to Hawaii. Then they're like, I guess it is pretty cool. But I've met some really nice people through Pokemon, and that's the best thing about it. That's what I tell people. I just really like it. So what? If you like it, it's all good. That Mr. Turkle Biscuit asked me, what's your first Pokemon card that you remember? First ever Pokemon card? I think it's like an Execute. The really old Execute from the Zap theme deck, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, someone has picked up that I said something really dumb, that reversal is rotated. That's completely true. So, wow, disregard all that I said about reversal. But if that has the new spin on the Pokemon Catcher question, I don't think it really is that powerful to be an A-Spec card. Now we have stuff like Squirtle that is released without bench damage. I feel its catcher's got... I don't really know. If you expect them to be 4, then I find it a lot easier to play against when I know that there'll be 4 in every deck. I can play against them. You can be like, oh, I know that you're going to have another catcher. But when the 4 catcher and 4 Junkarm were in the format, that was when it was pretty ridiculous, because you would never know when a catcher was coming at you. You have 8 chances to get one. So yeah, I don't mind catcher, to be honest. So forgive me for being completely stupid. Up next. What I forgot. Yeah, the first Pokemon card that I remember was Execute. I don't know why it's an Execute. I just remember a Team Rocket's Executor as well. That's a pretty prominent card in my memory. And Drowsy, the original Drowsy from base set. Only because one of my mean friends ripped one up once, so I sellotaped it back together. That was a long time ago. Long time. Next question. Finding a lot of... This is an amazing question. Mams66. This is a question to everyone. Everyone needs to answer this in the stream comments. Mams66 asks, if a Sudowoodo falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? So, answer that one. I don't really know. If a Sudowoodo falls, do they really fall though? In the game you had to water it, you had to spray it with some water. So I guess it would be pretty solid, so yeah, I would say it does make a sound if it falls. But if no one's around to hear it, who knows? So the comments, mind blown, no, we've got 2 no's. 3 yeses, so I guess yes. There we go. Yes. What have we got now? We've got... Actually, I'm gonna... Because it's kind of erasing the comments as I go down. I'd save your questions for now, for the live Q&A, until I finish these questions. I might skip through a couple of the ones on the Q&A because it's starting to get quite long and you're asking a lot of questions, so... Give it a second, hold your questions until later on, or ask it again if you've already asked it already. When I finish these old ones. So, Demetrius asks, hey Dan, what do you think of travelling to events very far from you? I've done it a few times, but is a bit inconvenient. What do you think? Well, I think it's alright if you're going to stuff like regionals, but if you're going to stuff like Battle Roads. I travelled 3 hours once for a Battle Roads and didn't get any points. That was Manchester. It wasn't worth it. I can safely say that. I would say, if you're travelling to events very far from you, save something like a regionals, because then it's worth it. If you do like get bad luck and you still like go X2 or something like that, or X1 and whiff cut, you still get points, so it's still worth the trip. So I wouldn't risk it for something like a Battle Roads or maybe even a Cities, but regionals, definitely go for it. And if you're thinking about stuff like ECC and Prague, I don't know if Prague's running this year, but ECC definitely is, then I would go for it because it's not too expensive from Europe and it's an amazing time. Last time when I went to Prague, I had an amazing time meeting all people from around the Europe that play Pokemon. It's really awesome. So yeah, if it's for stuff like regionals, go for it. So I'm getting to the end of these questions now and I'll be able to answer your new ones. So, Ultra Girl Gamer 92 asks, who's better at Pokemon, you or me? So this is this is actually my fiance Gemma asking this question. So who's better at Pokemon, you or me? I have to be really careful here. You see, when we both go to tournaments, she does really well. She's really good at strategic thinking. She's quite smart, definitely smarter than me, and I'm just managing to get the hang of Pokemon. That's the only thing I'm really smart at. I'd say we're equal. I'm keeping it there just to stay safe. But she's really good at this game. When she plays, she's 6-0'd a tournaments once. I've never X-0'd a tournament, so that's 1 up for her. I do cut a lot more than her. But, oh man, I'm getting into dangerous territory. Moving on. The last question from my old video. I can't believe she put me in that situation. I know she's watching this as well, so... 803 Dax asks, "Hey Dan, what do you prefer more, rogue decks or mainstream? Sorta get a little sick of seeing the same old stuff. And some rogue decks can do well. Also, will we be seeing another battle tower again soon? Thanks and keep up the amazing work." So thanks for that comment. Do I prefer mainstream or rogue? I prefer mainstream because I'm possibly boring like that, but I really just... I like having a good chance, but I do like putting a little spin on it. Because even if you're running a mainstream deck, right now there's like 2 or 3 cards that you can make your own, and that can sometimes make or break a tournament. So I do like running mainstream decks. Running rogue decks is really hard, because to run a good rogue deck, it needs to be new. Really. If no one's heard of it, like Ross's Reuniclus deck is a classic example. No one's heard of it. That was the absolute definition of rogue. So I'm not that good at finding new stuff. So mainstream all the way for me. And we'll be seeing another battle tower again soon. I hope so, but it's a lot of effort to get through. And the last one was... how many people? 64 people. It went fairly smoothly, but it's a lot of effort when I'm running 2 channels that are doing fairly well. So we'll see. We'll see. So on to the live Q&A videos. The questions. What am I on about? The live Q&A questions. So put your questions into me now, and I'll look through some of the ones in the comments. Ratstar Joey, gem for the win. What's wrong with you? No, I'm joking. Only 1 out of 2 of you I've played. I think I know who you are, so I don't think I've played you before. And I think Gem has played you, so hi. Right then, I'm going to scroll down a little bit to see if I can find some of the questions, and then I'll go through the ones that you've already asked. Let me check if there these. Okay, you know what? The comments are moving too fast for me to catch up, so ask them. Ask away. Froky from SSBMKO. Hello, I've just... What was that about? Hi, first off, because I've seen you on my streams before. He asks, Froky, Fennekin, or Chespin? I've seen in my video that has a ridiculous amount of views, by the way, so thanks to all of you that subscribed from that or viewed it. It's my most viewed video, and it's been up for less than a week, so thanks for watching it. Froky, Fennekin, or Chespin? On that video, I've seen a lot of love for Froky, but I really like Fennekin, because I kind of like have a soft spot for fire-type Pokemon, and he looks really cool. If I had to put it in order, Fennekin, Chespin, and then Froky. Sorry, Froky, but I can't. Too many other good ones. Up next, we've got Team Ruins Pokemon 03. What do you think of Hydro Prism? Does that mean Prism Energy and Hydreigon? I'm not too sure. Hydreigon's still solid. I think some people are trying to put too much into it. It needs to be consistent to get out as much as possible, because your Dinos can still get sniped, unlike Keldeo, which is probably the best part about it. The Squirtle is really awesome, has that amazing ability. So I think there's enough good attackers out there, like new stuff, old stuff like Shaman, new stuff like Cresselia. I think you've got enough to not run Prism. You don't really need Terrakion too much. You can run stuff like Tornadus, Cresselia and Shaman, and a lot of other stuff too. You can get creative with it. So I would say leave it out for the moment. 3G Pokemon asks, what's your thoughts of Pokemon X and Y? I think it looks amazing. Some people are a bit wary about it being too soon for a new generation, but looking at the new starters, they look really cool. And usually, I was pretty disappointed with Tepic, Oshawott and that when they first came out, but I really like the new Pokemon. I didn't really like the newest, what am I talking about, 5th generation at first, but I do like it now, so it will grow on you. It'll grow on you. Oh, they're still coming really thick and fast. DJ Gibbwhite, hi Dan, asks, which other PokeTubers do you enjoy watching? I enjoy watching... I actually watch YouTube more than TV. and that's for real, because I'm part of the whole YouTube thing. I know how much effort goes into making videos, how much time goes into making videos, so I love watching YouTube videos. Pokemon wise, I watch a lot of... I used to watch Jay Witz's videos a lot. He kind of inspired me to do this channel. So him, and he's got really big now, so I still watch his videos. I watch his new channel as well. I'm trying to think of one of the main ones I watch is Shofu. He is not a TCG guy, but he's a video game guy, and he's just hilarious. It's not exactly as... there's a lot of swearing in it, basically, but he is incredibly funny, so go check him out if you don't know him already. I really like Shofu. He's probably my main TCG guy that I watch. I'm not sure what other TCG people I am subscribed to. The Top Cut, obviously. Why did I forget them? The Top Cut do really good work. Their live streams I actually watch more of, where they're live streaming events. I stayed up till 3 in the morning to watch one once, while I was rendering a video and uploading it. So they're really fun to watch. I love watching their coverage of games. Puka's are really possibly one of the best players in the world, so having that kind of resource for free is amazing. So yeah, they're the ones I watch. Next. So I'm not going to be able to get through all of these because they are flicking through thick and fast. So TCG Victini says, hi. What would you add in Bouffalant in Keldeo? If not, what tech would you add for a Sigilyph counter? Bouffalant, yeah, that seems really cool. I'm not sure what a Sigilyph counter counts as at the moment. There's not really anything that directly counters it that's easily fittable into, like, that has colorless costs that easily fit into stuff. But to be honest, Keldeo, the normal Keldeo takes 5 energy to knock out a Sigilyph, but if you can do that in 1 turn, you're set. I think I've seen it work on a Top Cut video, and it really put Puka behind when he was playing with his Ho and Sigilyph mashup deck. It really put him behind, so the normal Keldeo is really good, so try that out. If not, Bouffalant is good as well. I really like Bouffalant as a card right now. Next. There's a lot coming in, so thanks a lot for all these comments and stuff. Let's look through these. The Beaver Reaver, sweet name. Do you play any other card games? Short answer, no. Long answer, I've tried some. I've tried Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like on DS and PSP when PSP was cool, because I didn't really want to buy cards, so I just kind of cheated to get them on games and played it on there. It's kind of fun. It's a lot more complicated, and apparently the community is not as good, but I have dabbled in other games. I tried Vanguard as well. Don't like that. I like the way the cards look, but it's pretty expensive and I don't really get it, I'm afraid. But Pokemon is the only really card game I'm into and can afford to keep up with. Next. How many Mewtwo do I run in Keldeo from Cryogonal TCG? I run 3 personally. 3 is the optimum amount to stay ahead of the Mewtwo War. 4's overkill. Maybe 2, because Keldeo's not too bad. It can survive a Mewtwo with the current decks right now. So 2 or 3, but I personally run 3. More questions. So, oh no, I had a question and it refreshed. Oh yeah, that DJ Gigabyte or Dan Norton, some of you may know, says Sopio. I have played Sopio thanks to my brother, and me and Dan played it at Nationals as well. That's a really fun game. It's made by a YouTuber. I can't remember who the YouTuber is, but Sopio is an awesome game. If you haven't tried it, Google it. It's fun. It's not a competitive game at all. It's just all about the fun. Really simple game, but awesome to play with lots of people. So, NintenDan95. Hi, Dan. I've met you plenty of times in person before, so hi, thanks for watching the stream. What's your favourite deck to play in this current format, he's asked. So my favourite deck, I really like... I can't decide between Darkrai Hammers or Darkrai Mewtwo. Darkrai Mewtwo has more options, but Hammers I really enjoy playing. It's consistent as hell and has a lot of options, so The only thing that stops me from playing it is that damn Keldeo. It doesn't really work well against that, but yeah, I really like that deck, and anything with Darkrai in, basically. So SMBMCO, why aren't I streaming on Twitch? Because I just think it's more convenient on YouTube, and it's not too bad. The comments may be better on Twitch, but I can still keep up with them, so I'd advise you, if you're not already, to watch in my channel rather than on like the normal video view page, because you can put it to automatically update. That's what I'm doing right now, and it's cool. So I'd advise you to do that if you're having trouble with keeping up with comments. But otherwise, it's just a perk that I have from being a YouTube partner, so why not use it? And it's convenient for all my subscribers to see rather than sending them over to Twitch. So there you go. That's my question answered. Let's see what else we got. Drake Abyss, thoughts of running... Yeah, that's Drake Abyss. Drake Abyss asks, thoughts of running no Wartortle in Keldeo. I think that's a really good play. Wartortle is too slow. I am gonna make a very big assumption there, but I don't personally play it in my Blastoise Keldeo list that I've got on TCGO, and it works fine. If you're gonna get a Blastoise out, it needs to be a rare candy Blastoise, because it needs to be out in one turn, because what I'm trying to get at is Squirtle has an awesome ability that you need to keep in play, because otherwise your Wartortle can get sniped or captured, KO'd, and it's just not worth it, basically. If you've got Squirtles on the bench, they're less likely to get killed. So I'd prefer not to play them, even though it does have that hilarious withdraw attack that I've seen used a few times in videos. Right then, next up we have XSavior09. Which decks would prefer Computer Search, or what would prefer Dowsing Machine? So this is interesting. We were actually talking about this yesterday in fact, with Ross, and we were talking about the difference between Computer Search or Dowsing Machine. So we're talking about how broken Junk Arm was, and how it's turned to A-Spec, and if it will be any good now. So the thing with Computer Search and Dowsing Machine is they're kind of like polar opposites. Computer Search is really good in the early game for getting you stuff, and kind of good in the late game as well, where Dowsing Machine is really only good in the late game for getting you random stuff. I think that Computer Search will still be good in the speed decks like Landorus Mewtwo, stuff that can get it back with Sableye, obviously all the Darkrai variants. But stuff like Blastoise Keldeo may have an argument for running Dowsing Machine, because you can get those 5th catchers. A 5th catcher would definitely increase your potential of winning, but I'm just not too sure. You can get stuff like Rare Candy back, but when you're running 4 of stuff anyway, I don't know whether you need it. So a lot of testing will need to be done, but I think Computer Search may just edge it out. And obviously, you do need to set up before you get to the late game. If you want to get to the late game, you need to set up, so Computer Search really helps you there. Kroganu TCG again asks, do you like Scramble Switch? I think Scramble Switch, I can't even speak. Scramble Switch is an amazing card. It's the one where it's an A-Spec where you play it and you switch all your energy to your active. No, you don't. I think it's where you switch all your energy around, but then switch your active Pokemon in, or it's something like that. But it's really good. It's kind of like a Shaman in a trainer card, and I think that's going to be really big. A lot of Japanese lists that I saw following one of Ross's podcasts ran this. A lot of them ran this over Computer Search even, and it just gives you that surprise factor that Shaman did a long time ago. So I think it will be played, but it just depends in what decks, when the decks come out. Next, Phase22 plays Pokemon. So, hi Nick, got a double question for you here. What is the opinion on Colress as a potential card to fill the gap Professor Oak's new theory left? So Colress, if I remember correctly, is that supporter where you draw cards equal to the Pokemon in play. Is that correct? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Or it's like the bench Pokemon. I think it could be pretty good. Yeah, I'd like to see it. It might not replace Point because it's going to be less effective in the early game and people are going to become more wary about Colress, but I do think it's a really cool card. Don't know whether it's going to be played over Getsis though, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's all I can say about that so far, I'm afraid. Lucario Adventure 1, hi Ollie, asks, have you ever dabbled in non-TCGs, like chess for example? No, I haven't. I played a lot of chess when I was quite young. Well, not a lot. I played it, learned it basically. I do know how to play chess, but I don't know how like all the strategies work and stuff. But TCGs is where my brain power is all used up, I would say. So no, I haven't dabbled in anything else logic related, and probably won't in the future. So keep your comments coming in. They're still coming in really fast. So chorus is for bench, so that's still pretty powerful. That's up to 10 cards. 10 cards in a shuffle supporter. So yeah, awesome. If Getsis isn't released in the next set, I've just been mixing up the two Japanese sets, because Japanese are getting a lot of cards recently. I think it will see play. It's a really strong card. Who wouldn't want 10 cards if bench space allows? Especially with stuff like Blastoise, Keldeo. They seem to always have a full bench, because they always need stuff to switch in, new attackers, obviously the bench sitting Blastoise. So we could see it come into play really good. I'm just reading the questions. So Tech Marine 20, who is Tom Betts. So hi Tom. Dan, do you think in the next set we'll see a large meta shift away from Darkrai due to Ether making Landorus so good? Oh, I forgot about Ether. Ether was the card that everyone was excited about for Boundaries Cross, and Ether is incredible. It's a really good card. For those of you who don't know what it does, you play it, and if you're you reveal the top card of your deck. If there's an energy, you attach it to a Pokemon. So the format might get a lot more speedy, even though, because we have the Plasma Engine as well, so it's going to get speedy for Stage 2s and Basics. So will Darkrai see less play? I don't really know. It's already seeing a lot less play than I thought it would at this current moment in time. So I don't think it will see less play than it is now, but it'll probably stick around the same as it is at the moment, because people want to try new decks, and people would want to try more stuff like maybe a Six Corners-esque kind of deck will come back, because you have that little bit of energy acceleration in there. But we'll have to wait and see, so I'm not too sure. But I think Darkrai is at its minimum amount of play right now, because it's still a good card, consistent, and obviously has the support of really good Pokemon like Sableye and Hydreigon. So thanks for your question, and I hope that answers it. So here's a simple one. Team Ruins Pokemon 03 again. What do you think the average amount of support should be in every deck? It's pretty strange to answer that for every deck, but the average now is around, say, 4 Juniper, 4 N, and 4 of any other card. So say 12 or 13 seems to be the average that I'm including in my decks, especially now Skylar is in the format. So yeah, 13, 14, 12, something around that. Oh, here's a good one. I saw one. It's not Pokemon related, so you can ask me non-Pokemon related questions as long as they're not, you know. I'm asked, what's your favourite food? I love tikka masala curry. I love tikka masala curry. I had one today, actually, for those of you who care. Oh no, this stream's going downhill fast. Maybe I should stick to the Pokemon questions. No. Yeah, I love tikka masala. I love curries. I love food. I love a lot of food, and I have quite a sweet tooth as well. So I love a lot of sweets. My favourite sweets, before I get that question, is strawberry laces. You know, them long, thin, red lace things. They're amazing. But to top that all off, the best like chocolatey sweet is M&Ms. I love M&Ms. I've got some of them to munch later on. So, more questions. Equilateral Rectangle asks, do you like shorts? Are they comfy and are they easy to wear? I hate shorts, actually. It's funny you ask that. I never wear shorts. One, because I live in England and it's always cold here, even in the summer. And no, I don't really like shorts that much. I'm going to Florida this year. I'll be pushed to wear shorts there probably, but I don't like wearing shorts, no. So, oh, that was an amazing question. Awesome question. See if we can find. Yeah, if I haven't answered your question yet, please do keep posting it, because when my thing refreshes, it pushes them all the way to the bottom. So please do. No equilateral rectangle. No, I don't hate shorts that much. Please don't unsubscribe because I said I hate shorts. You don't understand. Come to England and you'll understand. Oh, where's Des Stratos 1986 asks, what football team do I support? To be honest, I don't really support a team. Ever since I was little, when I was really into football, like playing it all the time and stuff, I supported Man United, so I still have like a soft spot for that, even though they're kind of like, even though people call you a glory hunter if you do, even though they're not doing amazing. But I just kind of follow football as a whole. I just like the game. I don't really follow a specific team. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. It's not a really good answer, but yeah, I just like the game and like following it, basically. So Blue Eye 95 asks, are you going to the ECC and what is the play for it? So I probably am not going to the ECC. I'm getting married this year and I'm going on a pretty cool honeymoon, so I'm not going to be able to afford it. But I don't know what the play will be. I'm not sure. I think it's in this format as well, so probably Blastoise, some form of Blastoise, I would say. So it's a pretty big thing to predict, but I'm gonna go ahead, and you've heard it now. I think Blastoise will win, so that's what I'm gonna say. So no, I won't be going to the ECC. I had an amazing time in Prague when I went. So hopefully I'll be able to go the year after, maybe able to go to Worlds that year too. But this year, a lot of cool stuff's happening, so I can't, I'm afraid. What else have we got here? So I keep going silent because I'm reading. I am male and cannot multitask. Brandon Salazar asks, what do you think of the Plasma Crobat with Burbank City Gym and Deoxys EX? Crobat has draw power and deals 6 damage counters between turns with poison. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Stuff like this that I think will be really cool to see coming into the format. So decks with stage 2s that have really awesome abilities can be playable because they're Team Plasma. Because you have like the what am I thinking of? The Plasma Ball that doesn't have a downside. So you don't have to, like, stuff like Ultra Ball, you don't have to discard 2 cards, you can just search out any Plasma Pokemon. I think that's really awesome, and hopefully we'll see decks like that come to the forefront of the TCG, or be able to at least compete with the big guns. So I think that's really cool. I can't remember off the top of my head what Deoxys EX does, but hopefully we can see more of those decks come in, and it really sounds cool. Yeah, I like that idea. The Burbank City Gym, where it adds poison damage, it's going to be very prominent in play as well because of the plasma gun thing. So we might see a lot more of that in the future. So more questions, more questions. So yeah, I'm reading. So Phase 22 plays Pokemon, or Nick, as I know him, asks, if you don't mind me asking a bit of a personal question, how did you and Jem first meet? So I guess that's not too personal, because the answer's easy. We went to the same school in year 6, so I moved to where we are living now, after moving a ridiculous amount of times. So I moved to here, went to a junior school in year 6. That's what we are in, I don't know what that is in American grades, but I can't remember what age that is. It's like 11 or 12 maybe. But we're in the same year then, and we've been in the same school ever since. That's pretty much it. That's how we first met. Oh. 3G Pokemon asks, did you ever play in seniors? No, I didn't. I started playing 3 years ago, so I was 18. So I never got to play in seniors, so I never got to experience that. But I'm glad I got introduced into Masters, because I don't think the transition is very nice. It's pretty difficult, unless you're obviously one of those good senior players. Lucario Adventure 1 asks, what cities do you plan on heading to in the near future? Trying to save time later. Tongue-faced. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go into one more, which will be Nottingham, and then after that I'll be going to the regionals that's in Sutton Coldfield. So those are most of the events that I'll be, pretty much the next 2 events that I'll be going to, and then nationals. So hopefully I can pick up some points at all 3. Even though I probably won't be going to Worlds, but it'd be nice to have the option. So, next question. And Griffin Videos, is it fine if I ask a question that was not answered? Yeah, sure, go for it. I'm trying to answer as many as possible, but it's going so fast here. Mr. Shady Tree 4 asks, isn't regionals coming up? Yes. In America they are this week, next weekend, maybe, or this weekend. No, it can't be this weekend. It must be next week. But over here, they are in March, so we've still got a little bit of a way to go. That's when our regionals will be, so we're a bit behind you guys. SSBMKO, or Sam, as I know him now. Congrats on the 100th episode. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm pretty amazed that I'm at 100 episodes and doing this. This is really cool. So after the stream I did 2 days ago, for those of you that seen it, I usually stream TCGO. I love playing that game, and I get to play against you all as well, people that I don't get to play in real life. So I'm going to do lots more streams more often now. I have a connection and a laptop that can do it. I'll stream more often so I can talk to you guys, answer questions, and play you guys as well, and then upload the good games to YouTube. So I went off a bit of tangent then. Brandon Salazar again asks, would you put Moltres EX with Prisms in Keldeo to counter Rogue, Grass or Shaman EX? You know what, I am going to Google Moltres EX because I need to get clued up on these cards. So, let's have a look. Come on. No. Or if anyone can tell me in the comments, you'll probably get there before me. Oh no, I've got it. No, I haven't. That's the one from Fire Red and Leaf Green. What an idiot. I will answer this question. So, it's got Destruction Fire that does 30 damage for 2 energy, and Power Flame that does 120 for 4. So, Plasma Energy seems to be something that's appearing in the small print a lot, to like power up attacks or make sure that you can do the attack for more damage. And that seems alright actually. I don't know how prevalent Shaman EX is going to be, but if it does become prevalent, then Moltres EX is more than viable. There aren't any really good fire types at the moment. SSBM Co. again, why do I never see you at tournaments? I don't know. I haven't been to many. I only usually go to ones like in the north of the country. I don't really go down to like London in the south. So if you go to London in the south, I'm usually not there, I'm afraid. Dave the Wave, TCG. Do you think that Zapdos EX will make Eels more popular? I don't really know. Let me just check what Zapdos EX does again. Plasma Storm, let's do this. Oh, it does kind of the same thing. Maybe, but the main reason because it has resistance to fighting rather than weakness. So yeah, maybe. It's got a decent attack and uses that plasma energy thing, so you can power it up in one turn. And you can still do 80 damage with it even if not. So yeah, it could do. But if you get mirrors, the Zapdos versus Zapdos thing is going to become like a Mewtwo versus Mewtwo thing, so we'll have to wait and see. Blue Eye 95 again asks, will you do a PTCGO stream somewhere this coming week? Possibly, because I've got the 2 channels that are doing really well. Both of them have picked up a lot, like pretty much yesterday they picked up a lot. it's hard to find time, especially with university and general life, but if I am doing one, I will post it on Twitter, Facebook, and on here, so hopefully you can find it easier on YouTube, and I'll try and do them as often as I can, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get decent TCGO games too. Mark Diaz asks, what do you think of Darkrai Mewtwo Bouffalant? I love the deck, because that's what I've been playing for the past... I've been playing Darkrai Mewtwo for the past 3 tournaments, regionals and 2 cities, where I've done well with it. And with Bouffalant, I really like it because of the amount of Keldeo in the format right now, and it's really good against Darkrai as well, because Darkrai can't one-shot it unless it's got Dark Claw, or can it even do that? It can't even knock it out with Dark Claw, so it's really good. It doesn't get sniped that easily, and yeah, Bouffalant's a really solid card right now. I really like it. What is my favourite card in the format, asks Weasel2992. I've already answered that, but I really like Darkrai, and I really like... I like the addition of computer search to the format. It really adds like another decent search card of any card to the format that I think was missing. So stuff like Skylar and computer search definitely were missing from the format, and I'm glad they're there now. Even though I am liking Gold Potion 2 right now. So what other questions? Drake Abyss asks, do you think Keldeo Lugia EX could work? I'm not too sure, to be honest. Lugia seems to be a card that is going to be used a lot in the beginning as a donk deck, because lots of people have seen certain videos and reports of people donking with it. But Lugia EX is going to be able to use as a tech in Blastoise, if Blastoise is still popular, because you're going to be able to take a lot of prizes with this guy. You can take 2 prizes off of normal Pokemon, which is really good for like the EX prize race, and with 120 damage you're still going to be knocking out quite a lot of stuff. So if you finish off an EX with it, go on, take 3 prizes, it's awesome. So yeah, I think it's going to see a lot of players. It's going to be quite an expensive card as well, and the full art looks awesome as well. Really nice looking full art. Dave the Wave again asks, there is a lot of poison support coming out, but how do you suppose you get around Keldeo EX when using a poison strategy? Not too sure, to be honest, because I've seen a lot of Japanese lists post like where we are just about to be after the next set comes out, and pretty much all of them run a single Keldeo because of the poison. How do you get around it? There's not really much that you can get around it. At least with the poison, you're still going to be able to get that 1 turn of damage on there, so it's still going to be really good. It's going to be like 3 or 4 plus powers in 1 turn, and the possible sleep if they don't have the Keldeo in play. Maybe stuff like Garbodor, you could use like some poison Garbodor kind of stuff, shenanigans like that. Garbodor's the only thing that comes to mind at the moment, but other than that, I can't really think of anything. It's going to be pretty good. DJ Gigabyte Dan asks, do I think I'll do any more videos about rare and collectible cards as opposed to playable stuff? And yeah, I have been thinking about this because I did do a random video 3 days ago on Pokemon X and Y, which isn't related to TCG but is Pokemon related, and that has a load of views. It's my most viewed video on the channel now. I can't remember where it's at now, but it's over 30,000 views in a few days. So I will think about doing more just general Pokemon videos. So I will think about doing more collectible stuff as well. Stuff like my top 5 rarest cards, that has a lot of views. That's almost my second highest viewed video, and it was really fun to learn about and tell all of you about as well, because a lot of you didn't really know most of the cards that were there. So I've had good comments from that video, so yeah, hopefully I'll make some more Pokemon general Pokemon videos rather than all focus on the TCG. 36,000. Yep. Pretty pleased with that in a few days, I must say. Techmarine 20. Options on Klinklang opinions, sorry, on Kling Clang as of next set. I was talking to someone at Sheffield yesterday who was talking about Kling Clang because he was playing it with Sizor, the EX blocking one. But Kling Clang in general, Kling Clang's doing well already. It's keeping up with stuff still, and I just think not a lot of people are playing it right now. But the people that are playing it are doing okay with it. They're doing well. It has good matchups. It still sets up really well. And with the... I can't remember what the new Kling Clang does. Why? Why can't I remember this? I'm going to have to Google it. I'm really bad at remembering all the cards from this new set. I need to do like a new video, or just at least read up on them, because it's getting a bit embarrassing now. Prevent all damage done to your metal Pokemon by Pokemon EX. Yep, that's definitely going to be pretty good. Especially because Kling Clang's already like a proven archetype that can keep up with the big guys. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how many people play Kling Clang, especially with that really good ability there. And the ability to search it out with Plasma Ball and stuff like that. Dave the Wave, have I ever considered creating a Let's Play channel? I have, but I've kind of merged that with my Minecraft channel. Minecraft's the game that I really play the most, and I don't really play anything other than Pokemon, Minecraft, or a bit of Xbox, and I have no way of recording Xbox really to a decent enough standard to my liking. So, not really. I've kind of done a bit of Let's Play on here, but the Pokemon TCG stuff gets in the way of it, or takes priority. So if you do want to see more video game stuff, do head over to my other channel, but probably not. Probably not a fully Let's Play channel. SS Sam, I don't know why it's lagging. It's okay on my end. It might be your connection. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any errors on my end, so try refreshing the page maybe. Krogan or TCG, do you ever do battle vids anymore? I don't usually do in-person battles because it's a lot of effort to get the cards. I don't have a lot of cards for all the decks that I'd like to test with, and I have more stuff on PTCGO, so I've kind of veered my battle videos over to PTCGO because it's easier. I have more cards on there and I can get more. It's easier and better quality to record, even though I have a pretty good camera. It's just easier to record on PTCGO, and I get to play against you guys as well, so it's possibly more fun. So those are going to be my predominant battle videos at the moment, and it's still the same experience, just not in real life. 3G Pokemon, what games do you play on Xbox? I've said this earlier in the stream, but predominantly FIFA, Halo, Minecraft obviously. I played a lot of the Need for Speed recently because I've recently bought it. That's pretty good. But mostly FIFA and Halo that I can play online. They're mainly the ones that I play at the moment. Krogan TCG, do you take FCBMs? I do. I've had a few. Not many though. But I guess I could say yeah. But I'd like to send something in return, like a signed card or anything small that you're looking for. Because I don't want you sending me your hard-earned cards. TCG Victini, are there any remarkable wins that I've had? I wouldn't say remarkable, but pretty surprising. When I was playing Hammer Time against a Hydreigon once, I hit every single crushing hammer. And you get that awkward moment when you're like really happy that that happened, but you feel so bad, and you've got to react to another heads every time you're flipping heads, and you're just like, inside you're like, yes! But on the outside you've got to be like, I'm really sorry, even though that is what your deck does. So that was a pretty awkward moment. Haven't had any really remarkable wins. Maybe ones that are quite memorable after it. Coming back from like one prize down. I remember last time I was at Sheffield when I won my Battle Roads, I was against a Garchomp guy, and I was getting a really poor start, drawing trainers, like Eviolites and Dark Claws. My Sableyes are going down. My Darkrai's are going down. He's playing Garchomp, turn 2 Garchomp with 100 damage, going off on 1. And then he's down to 1 prize. I have 6. And I'm like, no, I'm doomed. I got paired down. And this was my chance to make cut. But then I play an N. And I managed to take 6 prizes before he takes his last one. Because he drew nothing and I was able to keep him from knocking out my last Darkrai. So that was pretty fortunate, and that was one of my most memorable games coming back. So that was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed that. Get some more questions up in here. What's my favourite card to come out of Plasma Storm? I'm not too sure of the set list really. I'm just really looking forward to the new supporters we're getting, because I'm getting the new things are getting a bit I mean the format right now, sorry, is getting a bit stale for me. The decks and stuff haven't changed a lot, even though there's new sets come out. There's not a lot of stuff that has changed, just the way you play the top decks. Maybe Blastoise entering the format is the biggest, but I'm still finding it to be a little bit stale. So hopefully Plasma Storming just brings a whole slew of new cards that can be played and are very interesting. Bilbo the Burglar. Does boundaries crossed make Garchomp Altaria any more viable? Sorry. No, I'm sorry. Garchomp Altaria isn't that great. It just doesn't do enough damage. It's consistent as hell, but it's just not that great against Darkrai, and stuff like Keldeo can one-shot it now with just 4 energy. 4 energy, 5 energy, and you can't really do much to it. You can't keep up with them knocking out your stage 2s turn after turn. So no, unfortunately, I don't think Garchomp's still that great. In the right metagame, like if all your opponents are playing stuff with basics in, then, stuff with evolutions, then maybe, but I don't think so, I'm afraid. Griffin Videos, what do you think the Pokemon Genesect will bring to the card game down the road? Well, Genesect is like, I think I know it's like really OP in the video game, like really good, and they're kind of making a thing about it being downloadable recently, or when Pokemon Black and White 2 came out. So hopefully we can see like a Genesect EX, because I really like Genesect actually. It's a really cool looking Pokemon. So hopefully we can do something cool with it. I can see a cool ability coming out of it somehow. Not sure what, but I'm sure it'll be pretty good, because they seem to make the legendaries oh powerful right now. So hopefully we can see something cool about it. So is it lagging up for everyone or just one person? Because it seems to be okay on my end. It's not telling me I'm dropping any frames, so hope it's not lagging. Team Ruins Pokemon 03. What's your biggest almost play? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you just elaborate a little bit on what you mean by an almost play, then I will tell you. So I'm not really sure when to wrap up this live stream. I'm having a lot of fun answering your questions. Maybe there'll be some questions will run out. I don't know. My throat is starting to get a bit sore, but because I've never talked for this length of time in my life. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Okay, no lag. That's cool. That's cool. Next. What do you think about another Tornado CX? Oh yeah, that one with the Clefairy attack. I don't know. I don't think the Clefairy attack will be any good right now. It's an EX that has it, so you could be just giving up. Say you use it on the first turn after you've gone second. You're going to be hit. You could be getting hit with an attack, basically. You could get hit by turn 2 Night Spear, turn 2 Keldeo. Just for 6 new cards, I don't think it's going to be worth it, especially with the new supporters that are coming out, like Colress. So I don't think it's going to be overly played. It might be tried out, but I'm not sure if it will work that well. Nintendan asked, what's your favourite mechanic from the TCG, such as Level X, Legend, or EX, etc.? I actually really liked Level X's. They were really cool because of I really like the way that you could use the attacks from the underneath the card. So like Celebi's ability from now, but you could only use the top evolutions. So say you had like a Gengar, then a Gengar level X, you could use the Gengar level X's attacks and Poké powers and the Gengar beneath it. So I think that was really cool. I really enjoyed that, and the fact that you had to get it into the active spot to make it work, I thought that was really cool, and really interesting ones as well. Cryogonal TCG, do I think that a turn 1 Night Spear is possible? I'm just thinking how many cards you need. I did in a Cities, I donked a Squirtle by getting a turn 1 60 damage X-Ball, which was pretty impressive, but I needed a few mulligans to do it. So that was incredible actually. It is possible. Let me see, you need 7 cards. I can't work it out. No, sorry, can't work it out. Say you started with a Darkrai. No, say you started with a Sableye. So it could all come down to stuff like if you ran a something with, if you ran a Mulga, and then you'd have the free retreats, you wouldn't have to attach the Sableye. That's the kind of thing that sets up, because then you need computer search, 2 energy, Dark Patch, because when you've got your starting 7, if you've got a perfect starting 7 and then you like Juniper into another 7, it's definitely possible, but you need to be very lucky. So is there anything more analysis wise you'd like to see right now, like results or anything you'd like to think about? Advice for cities coming up, if you have any, or regionals, then go for it. Otherwise, stick with the Q&A, because that was, I planned it to be the biggest part. I did actually do more PokeClassy stuff at the beginning than I thought I would, but it's all good, it's all good. I like the Q&A. Brandon Salazar asks, how would you play Lugia EX? Stage 2s, other Plasma Pokemon, solo or support Pokemon? I wouldn't play it by itself. I don't think I would do that. I quite like the idea of it being in Blastoise now actually, but because it's got all colourless cost, you could pull it off in pretty much anything. You could plop it down and then just take 3 prizes out of nowhere. So I quite like that, especially with energy switch in the format. And you could use it in Hydreigon to take surprise prizes. Yeah, I really like it. It's cool because it can, like, say you knock out in the current format, you knock out a Sableye. Then you still need to knock out 3 EXs, but if you plop down a Lugia, you still only need to take 2 EX prizes, which I think is really cool. So Death Stratos 1986 asks, do you think the Hammers is still a top deck? Seeing the results because of Blastoise Keldeo, I would say yes because of its consistency, but no if they both hit the late game, because you hammering away their energy isn't going to do much. The lists I've seen are running 2 or 3 energy retrievals and super rods, so I would say it wouldn't put them back that much, but it's still good. With Dark Claw you can still pull off some nifty stuff against Keldeo, so I'm not sure, to be honest, not sure. Depends on the meta. Rai67305, favourite Pokemon question mark. I've already answered that. It is Chatot, and I also got asked about my favourite legendary, and I said that was Darkrai. So there you go, just in case you missed that. So, Blue Eye 95, you've got to go. Have fun. Thanks for joining me, thanks for the questions, and I'll see you around. The Freakout Show 1. What is the worst misplay you've ever made, if you can remember it? Did it ever make you lose the game because of it? This is an awesome question actually, because I made a big misplay in Prague, top 32. So probably at that time it was like one of the biggest games I'd played, like most important game I'd played after 5-2ing. the Swiss. So I'm playing against Zekromios. I have the ability to get a turn 2 Afterburner and Blue Flare. That was pretty good for a Reshiram Typhlosion. And then I'm like, oh, I do all the switching and stuff. I switch into my Reshiram, say Afterburner, and there's no fire energy in the discard pile. There's no fire energy. So yeah, you can imagine my frustration there at myself for not checking, and then I pass. I don't even outrage, so pretty bad misplay, but I end up winning that game. So luckily it didn't affect me too much, but it was pretty funny, and it's a regular thing that comes up because I always put my energy sideways in my discard pile now so that I don't have to make that mistake ever again. So yeah, that was a good question. Brought up a story that I keep hearing over and over again thanks to various people. But yeah, it's funny. Labaru Ultima. Do you think Hypnotoxic Laser will be played? Yes, a lot. It's like having a 3+ powers in one card. It's really good. That's if you're playing it with the gym, of course. But it can still do that, the stalling stuff with sleep. It can just buy you so many things and just get that extra plus power or 2 if they stay in the active spot. And just a really good card. I don't know if it will be played in 4s. I have seen lots of Japanese lists that play 4 of the card, but I'm not too sure yet. We'll wait and see. I think it definitely will be played quite a bit. Skater Trainer asks, card with most potential in the card pool but just can't make it because of the format. A good card, a card that I think has a ridiculous ability is Dusknoir. The new Dusknoir that can move damage counters. That has ridiculous potential but just doesn't quite fit in the format right now. People are trying it and doing randomly well with it, like in Polion, Dusknoir I was talking about earlier. But other than that, unfortunately, it has a really good poker power, but doesn't have poker power. That's old school. I mean ability, and unfortunately, it just doesn't have what it takes to make it in this format. I don't think, unfortunately. So hopefully, that answers your question. So, Kurogano TCG asks, do you like Plasma Badge? I'm not actually sure what Plasma Badge... Oh, here it is, don't worry. Oh yeah, I do like it, where you can turn non-Plasma Pokemon into Plasma Pokemon. I do like that because of the ability to attach energy with the card that I forgot the name of. But, where you can attach plasma energy, that's really good. It's got a lot of potential. So yeah, maybe Tool Scrapper will make a bit of a comeback. It's starting to phase out a bit now, but yeah, maybe it'll come back. Favorite card art? That's a good one. That's a good one. I do really like the new. I quite like the new Professor Juniper that's coming out. Professor Juniper is a favorite card of mine, and the new art's pretty cool. But her head is really big. Her head is really big, as pointed out by someone at a tournament yesterday. The head on Professor Juniper it's like a bobblehead. But other than that, favourite card art, I must say... I'm not sure. Maybe... I like the Full Art Ho-Oh. Full Art Ho-Oh looks really cool. I like that. So I'm going to go with that. Full Art Ho-Oh. So keep your questions coming in. I'm not sure how long this stream has been going on for actually. Nuts t-shirt, is it though? So Ratata Joey, favourite generation? I still really like the original generation. There's just so much classic design in the first generation. It's always just going to be like a childhood thing. So I think the first generation is awesome. It's good that they're coming back to the TCG and the new games as well. So I really like that. Dave the Wave TCG, which sources do you use to check on the Japanese metagame? I can't seem to find any good sources to see how some decks are doing that I'd like to test. So the most of the stuff I'm talking about today was coming from Ross Gilbert's PTCG radio podcast he did about Japan. I might post a link to the site he quoted or took a lot of his used a lot of his information from to my Twitter or Facebook or something, because it's a good way to see the perspective format, but do keep in mind they play a little bit different. A lot of different formats, like some of them play 4 prizes, 40 card decks and stuff like that, so do be wary of that, but it does get a good idea of like the basis of lists and how you can make them into 60 card decks, so hopefully I can help you out later on with that. And the stream has been going on for over 2 hours. Wow. That 2 hours is gone very fast, so I'm probably going to wrap it up soon, but it's been really fun. Krogan TCG, could you do a PTCGO stream for a little while just because? Can I? I might do in a minute. I might do one game just because. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to play it while I answer questions, so forgive any misplays I make. So I'll only play like for a little bit because it's about 10:05 over here, and I have university tomorrow. So let me just log in, and then I will sort this out. Sweet. Rai67305 asks, fave deck from any format. So I answered this earlier, and I really liked Luxtromp. I really liked SP. The Luxtromp deck was not only consistent, but really, you really had to adapt to each matchup and play very carefully, especially in SP mirrors. I just really enjoyed the way SP played against each other. Oh my god, I've got an unlimited deck challenge from an unknown challenger pretty much straight away. Who is that? Who are you? So let me flick over to TCG Online. Seeing if I can make this thing smaller. No. Let's see if it works with it on. So I've got an unknown challenger with unlimited. So I am taking Reshiram Typhlosion pet deck. That's only because you said unlimited. Right then. Mewtwo. Dang. Oh, sorry. I've chosen an unlimited deck. Whoops. So, not a great hand until Pont comes along. So this is a bit weird. I haven't played with this for a while. Oh no, that's awful. Look at that hand. What's that about? Team Ruin 03. Why did you play Reshiram in the ECC in a fast format? Well, I played at Prague, but it wasn't a massively fast thing, but it was insanely consistent, and I really knew how to play it. I just found it a really awesome deck to play, and it worked out for me basically. So that is the one that I chose to run. There's 2 double colours from this Mewtwo, man. This isn't a very nice hand. No energy. No problem, Griffin Videos. Thanks for sticking around. So this is a pretty appalling hand. I need to check if you can actually see it. Is that okay with the PokeClass 100 on it? I'm pretty sure you can still see it. Don't catch it. No, no, I didn't think you. No. Oh. Damn. Max potion. And yes, I've got no fire energy in the damn discard though. Joe8895 just joined, so thanks for joining. So don't know if I've been asked already, but what was your motivation to start the channel? That's a pretty good question. I don't. It was mainly because of Jwitz had a really good thing going with his channel, and I wanted to kind of get in on it, and it kind of helped me to become better at this game, I guess. It makes me research decks more, play more, research more, build decks, if you know what I mean. So I guess the rest of the Pokemon YouTube community, I used to watch a lot of openings back in the day as well, because that was quite popular. And then yeah, I started making my own, they became popular, and here I am today with 2 channels with thousands of subscribers. So it's pretty incredible. But yeah, Landorus. No, you did not get that off an N. Ethan Magnum, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you around. I need that switch, DCE. God's sake. I was pretty sure there was a switch in here. Oh, I shuffled it in, didn't I? Nah, I'm stuck in a rut. 2 Skylers are my supporters as well. It's pretty abysmal. Josh Graham asks, here's a scatter. Do you think Kling Klang will stay? Get off the screen. Sorry, I interrupted your question. I'll get back to it. Do you think Kling Klang will stay the same, or will it be just a full metal deck with the new Plasma Kling Klang? It will be with the old one as well, because then you can have like even more versatility. 2 Kling Klangs out, you've got a lot of invisibility there. But maybe they are conflicting ideas, because you've got the Max Potion version and stuff. Nah. A pretty obvious move though. Yes. Come on, Cyndaquil, do some work. Another Typhlosion. It's a really different play style to play this deck. It's weird. I haven't played stage 2 in so long. One fire. What the hell is this? No. Rescue Energy is cool. Remember how good Rescue Energy was? It won't be as good now, I guess. I'm in trouble, guys. So here's all this energy. He hasn't used many catches either, so I've probably lost, but let's try it anyway. Ah, now I just remembered an amazing thing. I'm gonna have to get an Ultra Ball, which is... no, I get a junk arm. I can't look at my discard pile. I don't even know what to get. So I'm going to afterburner twice on 2, and then Typhlosion has an attack where you deal 70 and then discard an energy on the opponent's side. So what this helps me to do is make sure that he doesn't get that game winning, whatever it's called, off Land's Judgment. So goodbye. And then I'll be able to blue flare him for a knockout. In comes that Mewtwo. Let's see what he gets off of this. Fortunately, I've got no supporter, which is a bit of a pain. But the good thing about Reshiram Typhlosion is it kind of picks itself up when you're fully set up. See what he's managing to do. And psychic. Is that a psychic? Why does that look like a psychic? No, it's a fighting. Okay, so this is okay. If he draws a catcher, I'm done for. And I'm one short of killing his Mewtwo with mine. So if he has a catcher, it's game. But if not, I'm in a good standing. Not the most helpful of cards. Oh no, it's a Juniper. Yeah, he's got it. Almost. But that was a fun game. What the hell is this? Right then, any more questions? Because I think I'm gonna wrap it up soon. Yeah, good game. It's so close. I had a really slow start, but yeah, really good game. Love the old Reshiram. Team Ruins Pokemon 03. If you say yeah, you're asking what's your biggest almost play, but I'm not sure what you mean by almost, to be honest. So one more game and I think I'll wrap it up. So if you've got any more questions, fling them my way. I didn't have enough energy to kill the Mewtwo. I was like 10 damage short. Keldeo, it's a mirror. I don't even know what to do in this one. What did I just see? Okay, this is a weird one. Oh, like you almost got a turn 2 land crush of Hydreigon. I don't know if I've had like any almost plays like that. But this is a good start. Good. I think I misplayed that first turn though. A Garbodor. What's my favourite deck to play? I actually really like playing Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is a really cool deck. It's pretty difficult to play, but I do like playing it. To have another catcher. This is why I need Tropical Beach. Oh no. When will the stream be finished? Pokechill asks. I don't really know is the answer. Probably after this game because it's getting quite late over here. Well, for streaming, and I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours at least. My God. Damn Rocky helmet. does it when I have supporters? No, I have too many. No way. What is this? This is awful. Why can't I use Russian? Why can't I use Russian? Let me use Russian. No. Come on. Please. Please let me use Russian. Please let me use Russian. I can't rush in. Oh yeah. I didn't realize it had an actual tool attached. Well, this game is gone. Damn. Don't get another energy. Please don't be so aggressive. I just didn't realize it had a tool attached. It's very hard to see. Gobbler's actually a fairly strong play right now. And there's my chances. Gun. Oh, why did I choose that one? That was dumb. I think I've given up on this game. Yeah, here he goes. Another double colorless. Holy balls. Well, that went awfully. There's Virgin. So, I think that's a cue to say that I'm getting tired. So guys, thanks a lot for joining me with this stream, and yeah, it's been really fun. Last question, Brandon Salazar asks, when will you make your next battle video? I've got a couple that I had from a stream 2 days ago on PTCGO, but I'm only really doing PTCGO battles right now because they're more convenient for me to do. I have all the cards for them, and I don't really want to proxy like whole decks, because that's what I'll have to do if I did real, like, you know what I mean, in life battles. So, thanks to everyone who watched my stream, or is going to watch my stream, and thanks to all of you for the support over the over 2 years that I've been doing this. I've really enjoyed doing these videos, and I still will enjoy to do them. If you do want to add me on PTCGO, just search DANJEM, Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, even though you're already subscribed, pretty much all of you. So thanks again for watching, guys. I will see you all later, and I'll probably have a video out in the next few days. See you later.